The real reason why diets never stick and what no one's ever told you about how to make them stick for life, how to achieve your goal weight, achieve remission, get off meds, and keep it for life. Now, before we go any further, my name's Chris Feekins and I am a type 2 diabetic specialist. My area of expertise is helping ladies just like you lose 40, 60 pounds plus, lower your A1C, and achieve clinical remission, get off all medication for life. And at this point, I've helped over 400 ladies achieve exactly that: lose weight, lower their A1C, and achieve remission whilst following an approach which is sustainable. We're talking about lifelong transformation, results that you keep, not just, weight loss and yo-yo, weight loss and yo-yo. So let's get into it and how we're actually able to achieve that. So the real reason diets never stick and what no one's told you. So let me ask you something important. Have you ever wondered why weight loss feels like such an uphill battle? You've tried diets, you've counted carbs, you've even sworn to yourself this time will be different, but somehow it never sticks. And here's why: weight gain is not the real problem, it's a symptom, right? Weight gain is a symptom of a myriad of different things. And we're going to be going through those things in just a moment so that you can understand how we're actually able to, again, lose the weight and achieve remission and keep it off forever. So, where it really starts for many women, it starts years, sometimes decades before the weight ever showed up. Maybe it was when you were 9 years old and someone made a cruel comment about your body. Maybe it was at 15 when you compared yourself to friends and felt less than. Maybe it was, a past relationship where criticism became the background noise of your life. Or maybe it was the way your parents spoke about food, weight, or health without even realizing the damage those words were planting, the seeds that they were planting that would inevitably grow up, to be, a tree. One event, maybe it was one past event, or maybe it was a compounding effect of many, many events. Could be one or the other, right? So one event or many stacked on top of each other until eventually a belief was born. Let me say that again. One event or compounding of events stacking on top of each other until a belief was born. And I'm going to make sense of that in just a moment. So the belief beneath the weight. This could be all manner of different things, and some of these might resonate with you, or some of them, might not resonate with you at all. But a few examples could be: I'm not good enough, or I'll always fail, I don't deserve to be healthy, I can't stick to anything, or maybe it's this is how life is meant to be for me. It could be any of these beliefs. Some of them might sound familiar, but these aren't just passing thoughts. They become the lens you see yourself through. And once that belief is in place, it bleeds into every aspect of life, right? It bleeds into the choices you make, the habits you keep, the way you talk to yourself, and the way you show up in life, right? There are two things that are needed in order for, you to lose weight, lower your A1C, and keep it off for life. Two things. The first is the nutritional approach that you follow has to be enjoyable, it has to be sustainable, it has to be inclusive, not exclusive of the foods that you love. Right? We have to learn how to manage the foods that we love, not just cut them out. Because the moment that you cut out the foods that you love, you create a miserable, unsustainable approach that you just can't stick to. And it's not because you don't have enough willpower. It's not because you're not disciplined enough. It's not because you don't want it enough. It's because the approach just doesn't suit you. The path of least resistance is learning how to manage the foods that we love. And if you're like, Chris, I can't eat the foods that I love and lose weight, you can. You just haven't learned how to yet. And when we say learn how to, we're talking about how to make the foods that you love fit into your everyday life, but also how you're able to eat the foods that you truly love, like cookies, ice cream, potato chips, whatever, pizza, without overindulging and without over consuming. Right? Because if you struggle to eat the food that you love without overindulging or over consuming, then there's a reason why. Once you learn how to include the foods that you love, you never have to go on a diet ever again, and every single day feels so much easier. So that's the first thing that's needed in order for you to lose weight, lower your A1C, right? The second thing that's needed is we have to address you, right? And there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken, but you're a human being, and therefore you experience human being problems, right? We're talking about weight gain here. Weight gain is a symptom of, and if we were to think about this as like, the earth, right? You've got the crust around the outside of the earth, right? And what this crust stands for is how lack of time impacts every choice that you make, how lack of preparation impacts every choice that you make. It might be emotional eating, it might be late night snacking, it might be cravings, it might be negative self-talk, it might be cycles of self-sabotage, it might be putting other people first and you last. All of these things impact every choice that you make. All of these things dictate every choice that you make. So if we want to be consistent, we've got to address these challenges around the outside that impact your adherence to consistency. Because if you don't address these nuanced challenges with very nuanced solutions, you just repeat the same patterns of behavior over and over and over again, and nothing ever changes. So around the outside here, we've got the surface level things. We've got lack of time, lack of preparation, emotional eating, right? And then in the middle, you've got the core. And that core is the beliefs that you have about yourself. The reason why I am not more successful than I am right now is because I have beliefs keeping me where I am. The reason why you are not more successful right now is because you have a bunch of beliefs keeping you where you are, right? And the reality is the future version of you, if I was to use me as an example, the version of me 2 years from now that's achieved the goals that I want to achieve, that version of me is not who I am right now. I am working towards becoming that person by thinking the way that person thinks, by believing the things that person believes, and doing the things that that person does. I have to step into those shoes in order to achieve that goal. And exactly the same is true for you. If you want to get down to 160 pounds and achieve remission, that version of you is not who you are right now. We have to become that person by thinking the way that person would think, by believing the things that person would believe and doing the things that person would do, not overnight, but brick by brick. And we start that with just 2 to 3 easy, specific things that take less than 10 minutes a day, right? However, we're talking about this core belief, right? You are not more successful than you are right now because of the beliefs that you have about yourself, just like me, right? Now, we have this negative belief about self, which has originated from an event or a compounding of events over time, right? This belief, this negative belief, bleeds out into every aspect of life. It impacts the choices that you make, it impacts your behaviors, your decisions. The reason why is because as humans, we tend to act in alignment with what we believe to be true about ourselves, right? So if we believe that, for example, if we believe that I'm not good enough, if we believe that we always fail, if we believe that I don't deserve to be healthy, you are going to act in alignment with that. You are going to reinforce that into the outside world. And these beliefs might not be at the forefront of your consciousness. You might not even know about them yet, but they're pulling the strings behind the curtain without you even knowing, right? And if you are not where you want to be, then there is a habit, not a habit, a belief keeping you where you are. I hope that makes sense. So this creates a cycle, right? You start a plan full of hope, you do well for a while, you stumble, then the old belief creeps back in. See, you always mess this up. You'll never be able to keep this off. You're different from those women. So you sabotage and then you confirm the belief again, and round it goes. Not because you're broken, but because your beliefs are running the show. So there's a breakthrough to be made here, right? Here's the truth most people miss. You don't need more discipline. You don't need another strict diet. You need to change the belief at the root, because when you shift the belief, the behaviors naturally follow. The weight loss becomes sustainable forever, and the woman you've always wanted to be finally feels possible, right? However, we're talking about change here, and change is massively uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Change is scary. Change makes us feel nervous. So what happens is when we're on the brink of that breakthrough, rather than stepping into that discomfort and taking that first step to becoming the woman that you want to become, you step backwards. You let go of the elastic band and snap straight back into the version of you that's been in control for the last 10, 20, 30 years. You listen to that whisper, don't do it, don't risk it. You've never done this before. It's too much money. So what happens is, if you listen to that version of you, you stay stuck as that version of you. So when we're at that, when we pull that elastic band and we're making changes, we're on the brink of this transformation, of this breakthrough, it feels uncomfortable. It feels scary. You're feeling nervous. We have to step into that. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck as the version of you that's already been in control for the last 10, 20, 30 years. Sorry, bear with me. And this sounds scary, but it's not scary. It's brick by brick. It's stepping into the uncomfortable, right? It's reaching out. It could be all manner of different things, but we have to be willing to put that stake in the ground and be like, enough is enough. And I'm ready to start becoming the person that I need to become in order to achieve these goals and keep it off for life. And this is why 70% of people that take GLP-1 medications regain the weight. The GLP-1 medication doesn't address any of these things. It just masks them. It dulls them. And the moment you stop taking the GLP-1 medications, all of these patterns and challenges and human behavioral things are still there. They've just been dormant because you've had no appetite. You've not been able to act upon them. Ozempic, Mounjaro, GLP-1 medications are great to be used as a supplement to all of these other things. But if they're used as a crutch, unfortunately, we're going to lose the weight and regain it again. So again, we want to use these medications as a supplement, not as the crutch. If you have to take something to get an outcome, as soon as you no longer take it, you're going to lose that outcome, right? I hope that makes sense. Any questions about any of this, you know what to do. Please do just reach out. If you want to achieve lifetime transformation, we've got to follow a nutritional approach that is sustainable forever, easy, simple, takes minimal time, allows me to still eat the foods that I love and still lose weight. And also, we have to, address you. And that's not meant to sound scary at all. It starts with 2 to 3 easy adjustments that take less than 10 minutes a day. We call that baseline breakthrough. And in the first month, there's 6 to 10 pounds lost, and blood sugars drop 30 to 40 points on average in the first month in less than 10 minutes a day. It's designed to be so easy. Anyone can do it, regardless of stress, overwhelm, or lack of time. And I have got a video that walks you through that in more detail. If you would like it, comment BB down below. That's short for baseline breakthrough. And I'll send that over to you. All right. Any questions, please do just let me know, and I'll speak to you soon.